Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. We are going to do an in-depth studio tour because everything is finally set up the way I want it to be. If you didn't see the vlog, I have new countertops in here and have revamped the whole space since the vlog to be what I want it to be. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and we're gonna just jump right in from me sitting at my workstation. And let's pan the room really quickly. There we go. So this is my workstation. Let's zoom out all the way out this way. There we go. All right, we got this. So this is the workstation right here. Everything at hand. These are my pastels, oil and chalk, and in these drawers. We're going to get on into all the details of the space. I just do a quick pan around the room. Everything to the right of me. To the right of me. And then I have to scoot the chair over here. That's my foot cushion. And then there's a little bit of storage under there because this is where the computer's set up. And then all my clothes are still in here. So that's clothes and shoes and bags. And then art. And then behind that, don't mind the curtain. That's where all my clothes is behind the curtain. Dog's kennel. Dog. Stuff that's made. I'm sorting and photoing and whatnot. And then printer, packing station, Cricut situation. My easel's over there. And then this cart is here. And that cart is there. I'm going to leave that cart there. And when the sun hits this window, I'll either pull the shade down or move the cart out of the way so that all this stuff is not in direct sunlight. Per how I want things to be, that's just how things are going to be. That's just how, I need to be able to move it out of the sun. So when the sun's coming in that window when it's hot, I can pull it all the way over here and park it over there. And it actually, when the sun's coming in, if it's parked over there, it'll also be okay. So let's get into things, shall we? We shall. So at the desk, the window. First, the window. This is my view. I was going to do the view of the backyard, which is also nice, but it feels wrong. It doesn't feel right to have my back to this window. I'm not sure why. So that's what I'm going with. It feels right to be facing this way. So to the left, this is my left hand, is my cart with my color cube blocks in it. My color cube, blocks. The lids to these are down here. They're right there. I'm not using them, so that's where they're living. Under here are my lids, cloths, extra cloths. That's where they live. In this is all that's under here. Is my mic and my heat tool. That's all that lives in that basket. And then that's an extra footstool that I don't need right now. But I don't want it dirty or anything. And then this is all papers to paint on, like their backgrounds and stuff and whatnot. This is my specialty paper, some black paper, some offcuts, and then some more specialty papers for drawing on. And then the 4 canvases I want to work on are right here. These are little magnet canvases. They're just there so I don't forget about them because I would like to do those on a project soon. I'm getting baskets. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to get baskets to put projects in and have project baskets because I have ideas and I have all the things, but I forget that I want to do them. So that is a thought to get that underway. So this is more drawing paper that wouldn't fit up here in this hole right here. It's just offcuts of me cutting up other papers. And then these are my envelopes and cardstock cards for making my cards. That's where they're going to live. Some stencils that I don't use regularly. My other stencils are under here, under the desk directly, so that I could reach them. And then under here are all my small canvases in the bottom of the cart. And then up here are all my pastels. These are my chalk Neo Colors or Neo 2 oil pastels, the Caran d'Ache ones. Sorry, there we go. And then Sennelier, and then these are Munkyo, And these are Paul Rubens. These are all oil pastels right here. And then my new oil pastels that I got, these little guys. There's five of them. This is going to be a whole video. Are here. And then these are my white pastels for mixing. And then the rest of this is chalk pastels. My extra duplicate colors of my pan pastels lived like that. And then these are my Mungio handmade pastels. And then these are my pan pastels. And in these drawers, scoot these over, I just reorganized all of, look how glorious. Astrid was over and we chalked for a little while, and then I got like crazy and organized everything. These are Soho pastels, and these smooth, there's Soho pastels in here, and then some of, I think they're Sennelier pastels. The ones that come, I'll have to look. They come in little packs of color families. These are my, I got rid of the box for these, for all of these. I don't need the boxes because I'm not gonna get in the boxes, so they live in these drawers. These are Generals, some Generals whites. That's just the brand, Generals USA white pastel sticks. These are, what are these? New pastels. They're new, Prismacolor's new Prismacolor's new pastels. I love these. They're a harder pastel. And then all of my Conti crayons are also in here. All these browns and peaches, these teensy skinnier ones are new pastel. The bigger, slightly bigger ones are, or sorry, other way around. These are Conti crayons and the fatter ones are new pastels. They're very nice. And then in this drawer are my charcoal. So we've got my grays and whites, blacks. This was a pack, this here. These came in an art box. Then vine charcoal of different strengths, width, thicknesses. This is just square. And I got them at the art store in New York on a whim. So they're in here. The broken ones are the ones I used. And then Astrid got break happy and she broke one up into teeny tiny pieces. So that's what's going on there. And then on this little shelf, which I have, it's a screw-on shelf on the back. It's you know what I mean, right? It's screwed on. Let me see. And then I have to have this in here because it leans forward, so that's supporting the shelf so it doesn't lean forward. Because if it has any weight on it, it kind of leans forward. This makes it more sturdy. So on here, at the top are my pastel pencils and my sandpaper for such, blending tools for new pastels, and texture brushes, my ink blenders, and then more blending tools in there. My art salt, thusly labeled. This cute little date stamp that I got in one of my art box, Grabby box, I believe. And then my wax melts for wax melts. And then this is my little bin of things that I use pretty regularly. Bleed proof white. Well, I don't use this regularly, but I'd like to. Masking fluid. This is ink to refill my black ink. It's the only ink refill that I have. The rubber for removing the masking fluid, gum arabic, melts for colored pencil blending, glitter nail polish that I used for a craft project, nail glue because when I do the fake nails sometimes they pop off and I don't want to go in the bathroom to get the nail glue. This is a little clay pot that I made. Cute. One of my very first clay pots. And I keep my little blending tools and my knife in here. And then these are little ceramic cups. My little extra ceramic cups. That's got gouache in it for painting and whatnot. This is my case for my travel brushes that I don't want to lose, so it lives right here. Because my travel brushes are in the living room right now. They're very nice and I want to use them. This is my little pen case. So nice. It has all my many various brands, Derwent, Off-Brand, Staedtler, Micron pens in the various sizes. So 1 to 3 is up here. 5, you're in the wrong spot. Oh yeah, 5 through 12 is here. You don't live there. And then these are like the brush pens and the plastic nib pens and whatnot. These are Sharpie, a set of Sharpie markers that I have. They're very juicy. These are the different ones that came in art boxes. What is this one? Fudnosuke or Sakura? Anyways, there's those pens. And then these two here are gray. And then this one is also gray, but different shades of gray on either end. Art box. Then these are my favorite Castell Artist Pitt pens. I have my reds and oranges up here. Sepia and what are you? Could you spin, please? Thank you. Dark sepia. I'm all right. Sanguine. That's what this one. Sanguine and dark sepia in there. And then all my greens and blues are there. And then these are my alcohol markers that I have. These are Tombos. The long ones are all my Tombow ones that I have. These are the only alcohol markers that I have in here. The ones I got in my Grabby box are out in the other room. These are the Grabby acrylic markers. And then these are my other acrylic markers, the golds, blue, black, and silver. I don't have a white. I would like a white. We'll worry about that later. And then, scoot these things back where I had them. These are, I don't really care for these, but Astrid loves them. They are Sennelier's ink brush pens. I got them a while ago, and they're not a favorite. I think because I have to squeeze them to get them to fill, and they're very messy. Which, considering I'm a messy artist, you think I'd like, but not so much. Blending fabric for chamois. It's a blending chamois for chalk and whatnot. A stylus. Extra graphites are right here. These are graphite pens, and these are graphite pens. They're favorite graphite pens. And then some nail file and sanding paper that I use for the graphite. That's what's living there. And then here are all of my little rulers that I love. I love my little rulers. This one's a favorite. I like the triangle one. And then there's my little gold one and my silver one and my clear one. And they just live here for easy grabbing. And these are all cutting tools. You know, this is an actual cutting tool. This is one of those cutting pen things that came in a art box, a Grabby box. And then this is whiteout. I don't remember where I got this, but it's not very good. So it lives there. And then my eraser that I use regularly is here. And then in the drawer, because there's a teensy drawer down here. Look at that. Sneaky, sneaky. Lives all my extra little things. Extra sharpener insert for my electric pencil sharpener, sharpeners, other erasers, another whiteout, and then blades for my X-Acto knife. That's what's living in there. And I am out of sight, out of mind, but you know when something lives somewhere and that's where it lives, you remember where it lives later, so you know where it is. That's how my brain works. I hope that made sense. These are my Ohuhu markers, and then my color wheel is right here, living there. And these are my Neocolor 2 crayons. These are the Aqua, all right, let's see. Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 Aquarelle water-soluble crayons. They are amazing. I got the big set. You don't need the big set at all. You start with a small set. Very inexpensive. I think they're like $15 right now for a set of 12. And then they incrementally go up from there. I got the biggest set that was available, I think 2 years ago at $120. And I love these things. So they live on the desk. This is a bin that I got at Michael's. And then these little cups were separately on the shelf next to at Michael's, and they were on sale for, I think there was a set of 3 for a couple dollars, so I grabbed 2 sets because they fit perfectly in there. I wanted this to be a little higher because these are it's too loose and floppy, and they'll bump into each other. I just don't like it. But I like this. I like it with the little cups. Plus, if I'm doing a project and I'm just using blues or just using earth tones or just using grays, I can pull the cup out. And if I want to work in the other room and I don't want all the colors, but I want to work in a specific family, I can just grab that cup out. Too much information, right? Way too much information. Coffee cup. That's from the kitchen, though. Let's set that over there. This came in a Cora Crea Crafts box. I love it. It's one of those old-fashioned models. You got to screw these off and to put your papers in there. And I won't ever do that, but I do like the look of it. Plus, it has dragons on it. It's beautiful. It's nice and firm. It's super thick. So I'm using it for a board. This is waterproof, and I don't think I'll damage it. Using it as a board to put my little cards on, to paint my little cards. Sketchbook that I'm working through right now. Book, journal, book, notes that I stuck to the book journals so that I wouldn't forget. And then I have tape on the table that shows me the farthest points for filming. That's what this tape is. I set the camera up where the arm is. So this is my light and my camera mount for my phone. Very simple. This light is very nice and fully positionable. Like you could fully position it whichever way you need it to be. I usually just leave it out and tilt it up just a bit. That's a little bit too far. To get the ends of the table well lit, and it lights up the space really nicely. I like it. It's fully positionable. It's here, there, and there. So 3 points for positioning, which is really nice as well. And then, oh, this my son made me. Well, he didn't make it for me. He made it on with his 3D printer. Let me show you. I've shown him before, but I saw him and went, oh, he's so cool. What is he holding? Like, he could hold one of my art pens. Look how cool he is. And I had the idea, there's a little paint on him. I had the idea of painting him, my knight, because I'm a Batgirl. I like Batman. And I had the idea of painting him a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, with Batman emblems. But he holds my big graphite, Cretacolor holds graphite sticks. He holds that. And then my fancy Pentel brush pen lives right here. And that's him. He lives there. This is my little, I got a 2-pack on Amazon to hold my phone or my Kindle. Kindle goes right there. Ta-da! For reference photos and whatnot. Colored pencils. I would like to switch out my colored pencils and give these ones to my daughter for the kids. These are Brute Fooder. They're not my favorite. I do have other pencils in here. My Posca pencils. They are wonderful. And there are a couple of, I made the mistake of giving my other daughter my set of, what brand are you? I'm sorry, I forgot the brand. Castle Arts. Just regular colored pencils. And I bought these because I thought I would really like them, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. I like a softer colored pencil. I like an oil-based colored pencil, and these are not that. And these are watercolor pencils by Castle Arts. They live there. And then in this cart back here, and these bins I got at the dollar store. When it was a dollar store, they were $1.25, but they've upped the price to $3 for each of these now, which is still pretty reasonable. And then over here, also got these little trays at the dollar store. They spin. I love that. I had them lined up so they wouldn't knock into each other. I must have shifted them all again, but that's fine. So in this cup are stencil brushes. I used ink with this one, so they stain. I'm not worried about it. All my special scissors are in here. That's down my squirt bottle today. And then all my paint brushes. These are like medium-sized paintbrushes, mini paintbrushes, large paintbrushes. My duster for drawing, my large palette knife, which we'll get into when I do oil stuff, my book bone folder, but it's plastic. And then back here, excuse me, I keep touching things and knocking them down. Back here, this is my cup of drawing pencils that I use for my sketchbook. That's just where they live. They're just white, gray, just different grays. The Winsor and Newton set, I think. There's a Stedler in there. There's a couple Derwent chalk pastel ones in here. And then my blue and black, or blue and red pencils are in here. These guys. These are the ones I use all the time. Look how teensy they are, the little bitty babies. But I like the blue and red to sketch with a lot. So that's what's all in this little cart right here, and I can spin it when I'm sitting to get and grab and stuff and whatnot. I'm switching these out, these little plastic cups, for glass again. I like this ruffled edge quite a lot because you can set your brushes on there. You can set 3 brushes on here if you're working, and that doesn't really work that great on the glass. So that's why I liked these. I don't like the plastic, the staining. I'm not a big fan of the staining. So I got, this is a salsa jar. I need one more. I'm going to switch them out. Then all my squirt bottles live here. I've got the big one, the teensy one, and the mid-sized one. This is the glue stick that's in action right now. This is my pencil sharpener. I got it at Hobby Lobby for $7. 6 plus tax. My perfect kneaded eraser, kneadable eraser. My honey balm. These are amazing. I'll link the site down below if I remember. I have these all over the house now. I switched out from the brand I was using to those. Very nice. This is a kitchen mat for drying your dishes on that I got at the dollar store. That is now my mat for in here to put my palettes on, to put my colored pencils on, because they make a lot of noise, your colored pencils and tools and whatnot, when you drop them on the desk. The glasses are usually on my face, but for now that's fine. This sketchbook, see, that's the colored pencils I like using. Those 2 colors together are so great. I don't think I have another one in this sketchbook. These grabby pens are very nice. They snap open. I got these in the art box, the annual advent calendar box. The reason this is gator mouthed is because the 2 I want to use are in there with other tools. Let's see. Let's step back. Did I miss anything from here to here? Oh, what are these guys? I missed these guys. Sorry. And in case anyone's wondering, these are King Art Artist Mixed Media Gel Sticks. These are amazing. They're super amazing. Very fun. They go on like a lipstick or a very soft pastel, but they dry fast. So you can use them in sketchbooks. My favorite drawing, one of my favorite drawings that I've done is living here. She's going to be a print and a sticker. And then here we have, at this side of the desk, we have up here my big ruler. I like it to be within reach. Extra scissors. This is all clay tools. This is a clay tool. Those are clay tools. Clay. This is air dry clay. And then this needs to be out and visible because I forget where. I can't put it in the living room because of grandkids. It's my little pin cushion with a little hand, so you can put it on your wrist if you want to. This is for clay, toothpicks, and I got this at the dollar store, I think, this little bin. And it just lives right here. These are for stamp, they're little stamp blocks. There's 4 of them. And then these are bins full of paper. My 6x6 papers. And then down here, I've changed these bins around so much. Let's just do a quick look-see at all the bins. So in here we have tassels for bookmarks, googly eyes, because you have to have them, popsicle sticks. Here, more tassels, mini magnets for clay work, and more popsicle sticks. And more tassels, magnets for clay, or other things. They're just magnets for creative use. Mini clothespins, because why not? More tassels and Velcro dots and little wooden round balls. I have plans for all this stuff. I just don't remember what each thing was bought for. Glue sticks, gator clips. I bought a pack of them. I didn't realize it was coming with so many. And then, let's see, little skewers that came with other things. I just kept that. These are all empty. This is my growth. These are empty. These are empty. These little bins are all empty right now. Room for growth. Here, book tools. More book tools. And all my, actually, I should leave these guys out. These are my favorite ones. These are my favorite ones. What do you call them? You remember. Extra cups for painting, large and small. And then these little spoons come with, they come with a, crackers and tuna thing that I get, snack that I get. So I save them. I don't use them. I just save them. These are all of my tabs for craft markets. There's this size, and then there's this size. I cut them all down so that they're easy to grab and use, and then there's those. Because I can pull this whole drawer. All these drawers come out. So you can just pull them out and set them on the table, and then put them back when you're done, which I love. So this is all stuff that I've made, little tags and whatnot that I've made are in this drawer. Let's do this. There we go. Let's keep going with the same thing. This is all extra like papers and cardstock things to make more things with. And then this one is papers. Beautiful. What is this paper called? See, I have a hard time remembering when I'm doing this kind of video, but I have all this beautiful vellum. Is that what it is? Paper? And then, yeah, vellum. And then this is all little cards and for creating paper things. And then there's more paper, more and more and more paper. All this stuff came in my grabby boxes. Well, not all of it. Some of this stuff came in my grabby boxes. Some came from Paper World. Some came from Michael's Craft Store. A lot of it is grabby boxes, though. These are little envelopes that I've made. All different kinds. And then in here is more. This is like the specialty paper. These came in the grabby box. Come here. The girl ones. And then I have these in here. Packs of paper. This is purple castles and whimsical and green. And then I have my water papers down there. So these are like packs, particular specialty kinds of things. My fingernails are short. That's just a little notepad, which I probably should leave out, but it's fine. And then more paper. This one's like butterflies and earth tones. It doesn't quite fit in there, but floral-y things. They don't quite fit, but they're all right. And then this is more earth tones in there. And then down below, so I stacked this bin on top of these plastic drawers with a little bit of cardstock for support. And in here is just more paper. This is animals, and this is like textured and specialty paper, glitter paper, like really thick, hard glitter papers. And then down here, ooh, these were so pretty. These came in a grabby box. They're kind of metallic leaves, and then snowflakes are wonderful. And then more like themed papers. There's green, purple, and black. Fantasy Butterfly, Destiny Star something or another, and Forest Secret are the collections that are in there. And I like to keep my collections together. It's just so I don't have to dig through other things to find them. And here are doilies. These are my mini doily papers and my pretty doily papers that came in my grabby boxes. My grabby scrapbooking box, specifically. And more, just more. And then this drawer, with gouache out of the way, is all kinds of specialty papers. Fabric papers, like textured, I don't want to call it papers, but they're more fabric. These are just fun, and they come in your scrapbooking boxes. And then this is all my inks. These I got at Temu. These I got at my craft store. These came in grabby boxes. More. Just more. And more. Yeah. All my stamping tools are right here. My cutters live here. There's a little cubby space here for my little teensy cutter. And I use these regularly, so they're out. This one is folded. It's a folding one. Got it on Amazon for, I think, $12. And then my gouache is living right here. My big gouache bin. I spritzed it yesterday. This is the swatch. This is the Maya or Hemi gouache. I spritzed it yesterday because we're going to paint. I can't wait. I'm so excited to use my gouache. I bought it and I meant to do videos with it. It's stuck. There we go. And then I promptly forgot about it. So it's living here so that I remember to use it regularly. And it's out of the way enough that it's a good spot for it. Oh, these are pads that I'm currently actively using. There's this paper actually can go down in the paper drawers down here. I just haven't got that far. I'll set those over there. This is an art pad that has, I think, 2 sheets of paper left in it. Yeah, 2 sheets of paper. And then this pad will be complete and we can do a flip through. And then this is my Mixed Media Masters Touch pad that's living up here because I have active art pieces in here that I'm actively working on. And if I put it away, I will forget I'm working on them and be very upset with myself. So they're going to stay right there for right now until I'm done filming this video. These are the books I want to work in. I have a stack of art books out in the living room. I have these 2 that I want to work in. There we go. They're beautiful. Not work in, but work with, use. And then this one. They're gorgeous books. I highly recommend. All right, moving on, because this video is going to be long. Well, the in-depth ones we usually are. This studio, it's a much bigger studio space. This I haven't used yet. I'm very excited to use the gold leaf. My daughter got these for me for Christmas when I was living here. It's been 2 years now, a little more than 2 years ago. And the glue, and I haven't used them for a big project yet. They're on the list. My punches that I use, these are all stickers from the grabby box. We've got plants and more plants and flutterbys and like Eastery kinds of ones. More earthy one, like plants and flowers. That's more flowers. These are travel and these are stamps. And I have little cups in here to keep them organized. Got them at the dollar store. This one's empty. This one, I can't pull this one out. I should trade these drawers. This is all my, what do you call it? Those are the things for these. Wax melts. Ha ha! They're for wax melts. And then Halloween-ish. That's what I'm categorizing these at. Christmas, and then more like vintage Christmas is in there. And then my other 2 stamps, and then we're going to quickly go through these. Ready? So in here we have bits and bobs and beads. Bits and bobs and beads. More beads. Wood beads. Acrylic beads. More buttons, and then glitter. So the glitter lives here with the glitter tray and all the different glitters that I have. And then this row here is all my little glitters. I love glitter. It's a situation at this point. Astrid and I go crazy for glitter. And then buttons. Buttons. Who's got the button? In different sizes. And they go small, medium to largish. And then we have seed beads. Seed beads. Seed beads, and my collection of white pearl beads. Wood beads of different kinds. Those beads. These beads. These very beautiful colored beads. And then over here are these fun beads. And below those are square tiles with glue on the back of them. I thought these were beads. They are not. They're tile. They're glue tiles. Kid beads, ABC beads, and elastics for making bracelets with Estelle. And then more different kinds of like kid beads. To me, these are kid beads. Personal preference. No insult intended if you like beading with these kinds of beads. That is just in my brain, that's what these are categorized as. I did not mean to hurt your feelings if I hurt your feelings. Little charmy things. These are little charm things that I have, different kinds. My mushrooms, and then these beads. These beautiful beads. These are all beads. Aren't they beautiful? I love beads. I had to stop buying them though. Got these on Temu. A little bag of beads. I thought they were going to be bigger than they are, which is typical of the Temu thing. But yeah. And then these beads. And I got these for clay work to use on my clay. These are, I forget what these are called, cabochons. I use them for making eyeballs. I have a couple different sizes in here. I need a middle size. I don't need, I would desire a middle size, but for now I've got teeny tiny and medium large. Jewelry making stuff. More jewelry making stuff. Clips. And I don't make jewelry. Pins. I want to make pins. Different kinds of pin backs. These are little book corners. They're metallic. I love them. They're different colors. And then, oh, this is my bin of charms. All kinds of charms in here. And then the bigger drawers we have. Oh wow, my brain just froze up. These tools. I'm not going to remember what they're called off the top of my head. But these plus the tools to put them on your papers. And then stickers. Jiminy Christmas. These are all full of my tapes. My different tapes. Kind of categorized a little bit for my brain. And then this row are these tapes. Aren't they pretty? So like this flavor and then bluish travel, little travel ones, and then like beverages. And then down here are these beautiful florals. Let's switch this out of the way. My girl stickers, my pretty stickers, and the off-brand ones that I don't really care for. And extras in the back drawer there. That's what's in there. So that's this whole section is stickers and beads and just this is general crafty bookmaking stuff, right? And then in this bin are my pretty clips. These came in the advent calendar. This is one that came in one of my boxes, and these came in the some of them came in the advent calendar, and some are personal ones that I bought or acquired. And then under the glitter, this is for clay. It's a little plastic or foam dude with plastic on it. 2 little books, jewelry that my son made, plus one of my barrettes, plus a jewelry making ring thing. Ends for my blending tools for pastels, finger cots for blending pastels. This is all pastel tools. And then my, oh, those don't go in there, circle stencils, extra stencils and bits and bobs, you know, things and whatnot, scrapers, sticker, whatnot. I use those for all kinds of things. Tools, cutting tools, loop making tools. I have a clip on this one because it pops open and takes up too much space. Little hole punch, wire cutters, and then my scale for my clay. This is clay stuff. We're moving into clay. Clay stencils that I've made, little clay things. This is mica powder that I use for my clay. Got it at the dollar store. Some of these I got at the dollar store. Some of these got at Temu. Little cutters This is a piece of plastic that I use for clay. And these are all clay tools. If there's something in there specifically that is like making your brain go, what is that? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, these don't live in there. Hole punches. Should be in there. They're fine in here. They're not that great, but I have them. And then plus more cutters for clay. And then my molds for my clay. These are this size molds for my clay. In the big drawer, clay drawer over there, there are more. This is, we're just going to do this. Tacks. Little, what you call them? Little dropper things. Paper clips and stamps. Extra pens. And all my little, I have a whole ream of this tracing paper. And then these are all of my refills for my pencils also are in there. Lots and lots of them. Refills for all my pencils. I don't think I'll ever need to buy refills for my pencils again. Empty containers in case I need them. I'm not sure why. I got them at the dollar store on a whim. Glue gun and wood burner with attachments. It's a little bit of a tight fit. Okay. This is my new, I don't know what it's called. I want a mini electric mill is what it's called. And it has all these little attachment tools. Oops, sorry. It has all these little attachment tools. And this is the charger and the book and the tool itself. And they live in that drawer. These are planner books and instructions on how to use my Cricut for making certain things and instructions for making certain stickers and all the things I make. And then idea books live back there. One of my speakers attached to my other speaker for the computer setup. My board that I made, those are the magnets that I have made so far. And my big wood ruler. The laptop. The planner, my pen for my Huion, and I want a new one of these, but it's not pertinent right now. I want a slightly bigger one. All my pens, all my different pens live there. They're just regular pens. This is what I plug my phone into to move files. That is my hard drive. Sticky note or tabs. Notes that I need to put in the planner, and the planner is like in flux, so it's open like that for now. Underneath we have the tray, which is actually perfectly lined up for the keyboard and the mouse, and then in here we have odds and ends and bits and bobs, but the old camera gear, a lighter case for I need to get an insert for my lighter, my chamois. Keys to my Aunt Linda's house. She passed away. I can't get rid of them. Keys to my storage unit in New York. My tape measures. That actually lives in there. Clippies. Yeah, that's all that's in there. And then this drawer houses, well, I should pull this out. Weekly planner, personal finance, glasses cases, envelopes. Just basically a junk drawer, honestly. And this drawer has my tape. Like my, just tapes, different tapes. Duct tape. What is that? Oh, my cup warmer that's too small for my big mugs. Sponges and more tape. More adhesives. This is my tape drawer, basically. And then these are my sponges, which actually could live out here now that there's room for them to live, not in this tape drawer. See? I knew there was other things I was missing. And then back to under here. So we've done the stencil books, this stuff. This is my cutter. Can you see him? There we go. My cutter, he's living there. And then this is all my paper. Watercolor paper. I made little labels. And it's all my drawers full of my paper. I'm hot press. Yeah, this is my hot press paper. Cold press paper, both pounds, 140-300 Bristol paper. So all my Bristol pads. And my, what is this? Drawing papers. tan, black, and then like specialty papers and some white. Just drawing paper. Pastel paper pads are in here. And then down here are my mixed media paper in the different colors. I've got black, tan, and gray. Canson and Master's Touch. I get the Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby. My garbage can lives here. My slippers, my cute slippers live here because my feet get super cold. It's ridiculous. Like I said, the extra footstool's living under there. These are bins for projects. Sticker bins for made stickers. This one's empty, and this one has ornaments in it. Now I feel like I need to pull it all apart to show you. Ornaments that are made and need to be finished. And then down here in this big bin is 2025 art. Created 2025 art is living in there. And that's how that's going. I'm gonna be able to get that back over there. One-handed. Can I do it? And that's where that pile lives. I don't think it looks terrible. And it's not in my way. So that's the underneath. Ta-da! On that side of the room. That's that side of the room. Whew, this is long. 46 minutes. Hope you're still interested. On top of the cart are all of my acrylic paints back here, which are different brands. Deco, Craftsmart. This one's amazing. It's a fun tricolored glaze. Metallics. And then these are all of my Dr. P.H. Martin Bombay India inks and Liquitex inks. And then this one that came in an art box. Lives right there. These drawers. Extra palettes and acrylic gouache. I don't care for acrylic gouache, but it's there. This drawer is my beam paints. All my beam paints. This drawer is my 2 palettes that are watercolor. M. Graham. Wow. All my Daniel Smith watercolors. The extra tubes. And then next to my M. Graham palette are all my M. Graham tubes that I fill my palette with. All my core paints. All of my Derwent palettes. And then underneath Daniel Smith is my Gold Class Mission Gold watercolors. Pure Pigments. This is a mixed bag. This is all extra palettes. That's my Stay Wet palette. This is the little bit of Holbein paint that I have left. Got it in an art box. I love the Holbein paint. These are my water-soluble oils, and these are what I have left right now of my, oh my goodness gracious, Kiritaki paints. I need to get the big set. I let my daughter have my big set of Kiritakis because she paints as well, because I don't use them a lot, and now I really miss them. I've reached for them a couple times and been like, dang it. That's the mixed bag drawer. This is gouache. Artist Loft. Gouache. And this is it Artist Loft? That's wrong. I'll tell you. The tubes are up there. Astrid and I got a little crazy squirting out all the tubes. This is for her to play with. And this is her palette. Her little watercolor palette. That's her drawer. And then in here, right? Yeah. Rolling cutters, bookmaking tools, bookmaking tool. This is for binders so that you can poke your holes in your paper. And then this is sewing stuff for bookmaking. Bookmaking. This is all my floss and some fabric. And then under here, now we're getting into papers. Different tissue papers. I didn't know you could print on vellum. I have a big pack of vellum that I printed that. And then this is all my tissue papers. These are all my specialty tissue papers. I haven't organized this. I just crammed this stuff in here. Packing paper from Amazon orders, extra wrapping paper. Packing paper from Amazon orders. It's excellent for putting down when you want to protect your surfaces. These are all my Cora Create envelopes that came in the advent calendar box. The paper's so beautiful. I just can't. So it's in there. I'm not sure what I'm doing with those yet. These are all tissue paper from the dollar store. I had a big project going on, so I have lots and lots of tissue paper. I bought more than was necessary, so now I have lots of tissue paper. It comes in handy for the kids, though. In here, this is my big tripod. It's actually very nice. If I remember, I'll link it down below. If I don't and you need to know what it is, just let me know in the comments below. This is just a paper, folded paper display rack for books for kids. And I used it at craft sales for selling my cards, and now it's storage for extra stuff. Right now I have the little, whoops, that's curled, little bit of art that I've made this year, right here. And then boards, some art, a couple palettes, art that I want to scan, and just extra boards and stuff. And then there's art on the walls, if you haven't seen the art that this is from another artist. I can't read his signature, but I mean, there you go. So those three, and then the Batman that's over here are from him. Those are my pin collection, and that's a drawing I did several years ago for Inktober that I like. These are other drawings that I like. I did this one on a small card, and I liked it, so I redid the head like that with watercolor, and then I redid it again in that color scheme with a pastel background. And I don't know which one I like to this day best. I flip-flop. That's a drawing I did years ago of my daughter, made it through my house fire, and it lives on the wall. That's all I got to say there. Extra canvas. This is my clothes back here. Extra canvases. There. And there. And then this is my, I forget what we call this, portfolio with my sewing. I use this for cutting paper. It's a sewing mat for cutting. All my big watercolor papers in here. My big notepad of Bristol paper. I mean, it's heavy. Sorry, I gotta put that down. My drawing board, and then some clear plastic sheets like that for protecting surfaces. And then my window fan lives down there. And then Fluff's kennel. It's actually not super dark in there when you're in it. It just looks that way because the lighting shifts when the camera's on. So stickers, I moved into these bins really quickly. I need to pull them back out and get back on that so that I can put these paints where they need to live. I'm not sure where they need to live yet, so they're just sitting here. So these are all the stickers that I make. They're just right here. And then my finished cards, postcards, couple books that I made, and then bookmarks and other stickers. My sticker sheets are back there. And then these are all the bookmarks that I have made so far. Extra bookmark sleeves, and then the gift tags that I make are back there. These are more stickers that I make that got shoved in this bin because this is my trading card bin for the art that I make on trading cards. And I got trading card sleeves to put that art in, so this is my bin of empty ones. Stuff that I don't know what to do with just yet. One of my sticker bins for my stickers that I make that actually should be in one of those, so I'm not sure why it's out. This is hodgepodge stuff. There's patches that my son made me with my logo on them. Stickers that I like, that I bought. Just, they need to be put somewhere. And then these are my mini stickers that I made. It's upside down. Oh, they got shook around. Astrid was in them. So there's that. Moving right along. This is the little holder for my Grabby calendar. I want to make another calendar this year. I just have not got there. Yeah, I can't decide if I want to do the Light Wish or the Grabby one. So I'm thinking of buying the Light Wish one and reusing this stand. That is bookmaking stuff. There's a bunch of papers and then partially made books, Like I put this book together and I didn't finish it, and little book covers that I started making, just never got back to. So they're living there waiting to be finished. Cricut. Ta-da! And here we have my tray of papers. And this, I was going to get an embosser and a cutter. I forget what they're called. So I got the gnome cut things on Temu, and I never did get the machine yet. Because it's not necessary, it's just desired. So there's a couple pieces of extra. This is all the tracing paper I have left. I need to leave that down because I need to buy more tracing paper for sure. And then up here is, what are you? Oh yeah, my self-laminating laminate paper and then laminate paper for my laminator. So this is stick-on, and this you need to run through the laminator. Sticker paper. Oh, I forget. This is that paper. This is regular printer paper right here. And this is vellum. I got a big sleeve of vellum for a couple bucks on Amazon. And then I got my Epson paper that I print prints on my printer, which is right here. It is an Epson E7750 EcoTank. And then this is magnet sheets down here. This is just cut. They're full sheets. This is an extra magnet sheets for making magnets. Ta-da! And I stuck the little metal things on there. This is one of my magnet sheets, and covered it so that this is an extra piece of magnet actually that I put on top to hold that on there to protect those so that they don't get dirty and banged up. Up here we have, oh wait, let's finish down here first. Label printer. I need to get label paper. I don't have any. Mailing envelopes. An adapter for my label printer. And then this is a tray of clay things that I've made that need to be painted. They're my gnomes. They've got a base coat on them. These are my gnome worry stones, and these are my little gnome creations. They're just little gnome shelf setters like that. These all need to be painted. Printer, my glorious printer, my extra laptop. She lives here because she's going to become the ShipStation laptop. That's her designation. She's my old laptop. She still works just fine. She's just slow for all of the drawing stuff the art things that I do, and the video making that I do, video editing. So she's being designated for another task. Clipboards, and then all of my different sketch pads. This one's full. This is my nature one. That one's full. This one only has a couple pieces of paper left in it. And then I have drawing paper, just regular drawing paper, Hanamula paper. This is my velour paper. This actually should live. Actually, I can move these into my pastel drawer because this is all pastel paper. I took the back off of that. Pastel paper and pastel paper. And then this is marker paper that can stay up here. So that's fine. And then this is a Bailey J sketchbook that I got. And I used it as a book journal halfway through, and now I got halfway through the year, stopped book journaling, and now it is my clay idea journal. This I haven't used yet. That's another sketchbook. Papers. This is an active use sketchbook that I love. And then from here over is all paper and books that I've made and bookmaking things. And then tracings of my artwork and my swatch folder. And then here are my two books that I got for practicing my ink work, which actually need to be moved over here somewhere. Or I'm going to forget I have them. There we go. That's better. So that's all that's up there. Down here, my smaller sketchbooks, watercolor, gouache, black paper, is 90% of this is watercolor paper. This is my May Mermaid book from last year that's only partway done. I'm going to finish that at some point. These are this is my big, I'm going to pull this down. This is my big binder. I got this through Grabby, I think. Or it might be a Core Create. It might be a Core Create Crafts thing. But it's full of my stamps. This is all my stamps. This is full of all my stamps that I got. Most of these are from the dollar store. Some of them are from Core Create. Some of them are from Grabby. Some of them, yeah, Core Create and Grabby. I don't think I have any from... I'm going to set you guys down for a second here. I don't think I have any from anywhere else. Stamps, that is. I'll set this back up here. And then my bin of gouache tubes. And these are what are in those two palettes over there. Arteza. Why couldn't I remember that? At any rate, that's where those stay. And then these are all my stamps. My alphabet stamps and my book stamps for my book things. Different kinds. I'm not going to open those, but that's where those live. So these need to be in that drawer. So I'm going to set them over here so I don't forget. And then this is my big easel. This is a work in progress. Don't judge. It's at its ugly face, you guys. This is my heavy magnetic board. It's a Ranger one. But I put it up here to pin pictures on for background when I'm filming. So that the pictures that are going to be on future videos, you guys can review before you see the video. We'll just set that over there. This is the last thing to go through. This is a kitchen cabinet. So there's 2 bins spots for garbage. I'm using one of the bins currently for my recyclables out in the living or out in the kitchen. And I washed these. They're clean. This is where all my extra little bins and stuff got shoved the other day. So that's pretty empty. And then the rest of this is stickers. This, I might have a problem. Stickers and book like die cut stuff. So much. And then this is my other book of stickers. These came in the Core Create. Core Create. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but this is... These get used a lot. These are Grabby stickers. These get used a lot. So this is... That lives there in that drawer. And then we open this drawer and more stickers. And stickers and die cut. These are all stickers. These look just so many. My beautiful, beautiful stickers. These are books, sticker books. They just kind of live right here between. And then this book is my sticky stickers. It's from Sticky. Highly recommend Sticky. If you STICKII Sticky. And then more stickers and some more stickers. And I have all these little bins that I got from the dollar store. I got them all from the dollar store. They're just little acrylic bins. Whoopsie, see, I'm a mess maker. Did you see that? But they fit nicely in here, and I can see all my stickers, and I can pull them out when I want to use them and set them on the table over there. These are paper. They're all my little paper tabs and tags and stuff, and then cards. Different cards that I have. These are actually my business cards that I had made through Moo, and they have art on the back of them. And then this is the business card that my son made me. It's pink, it's metal, it's metallic. As an example, and then more cards for bookmaking things. That's why I got those cards. So that's what's in there. And then this drawer is clay. And then we're going to go down. This is my clay drawer. All my clay. This clay is air dry clay. It's okay. It's very sticky. My cutters, my mold, my bigger mold, my silicone stuff. This is sand to use in my clay. A rolling pin, extra clay, more clay. This is air dry clay. I tried to play with it with my granddaughter, and she was not a fan. So, and then this is Sculpey clay. This is the translucent. It's okay. It's very hard. I have 2 left in the beige. I prefer the white. That's just me. And then under here, in this cabinet, is my clay pasta. It's a pasta roller for your clay. And then my white gesso lives there. And this bin is all of my resin stuff. UV light, the mask, and then the resin. And then back there is my ink for my... Is it going to light up? Usually it lights up when I get in a dark spot. Back there is my ink for my printer, and then glue sticks on this. Let's move these forward. Mod Podge, Sculpey, varnish, glitter glue. Astrid plays with those, and I use them for crafts. And then I have back here my varnishes, workable fixative and varnish back there. On this tray is, this is 50/50 glue, school glue and water mix for bookmaking. Extra glue, mixing medium. What are you? Oh yeah, modeling paste, oil paint, linseed oil, and then watercolor ground, alcohol, more glue. This is basically the adhesive and this is the danger cabinet. More glue, glue sticks, different kinds of glues in there. If anything piques your interest, let me know. This 3-in-1 is my go-to. I like the tacky glue. There's some of those. These glue sticks are Elmer's, and this is the winning glue stick right now online. And then I like these two for bookmaking. So there's that. And then in this cabinet, this is the middle cabinet. And this is the cabinet with the can in it. So I shoved my sewing machine in here yesterday. This is my laminator, ribbon, an extra mat. This is the case for my tripod, my sewing machine, and then this is basically a junk cabinet. I need to find a different home for this. This is my tripod. So there's the brand that it is. Got it on Amazon. Bead making tray. And then this is my bin of ribbon. I have all kinds of ribbon, you guys. All kinds. Very well organized. There's that bin for ribbon. And then there's this bin, which is full of like jewelry making stuff. Which I might have to pull this out of here. I mostly packed it up like that for moving. So I'm out of sight, out of mind. I'm going to need to pull that out and get like a set of these drawers to put out so that I remember I have it. I just knocked this over. This actually can go in here with the rest of the empty things. Look like I'm throwing it away. Pencil cases. All my hard drives from previous years are here. A mouse jiggler. Moss for projects. Lino cut supplies right there. Another project I want to try. And then in here are all my wires. This is an empty box, and this is an empty box. These are all my like. Let me move this out of the way. Extra wires, and charging bricks, and charging wires for various things. This is oh, that goes to my. I need that out. This one goes to my drawing tablet. I need that. This is an extra. What do you call it? Adapter. It works. It's just extra. And then all my extra like battery charging stuff and batteries for my old camera, and then a music thing, and then extra chargers for various things that I just can't throw away. I can't throw it away, man. It's a situation. I don't know what some of it goes to. I think I'm gonna scoot this down here. Set this up here. That's an extra phone case. And then I can set my sewing machine nicely here instead of throwing it in here, so I can get it out to use regularly. Nice. Actually, this can just go back up here. I did have it up here. There's extra like cups that are empty back there that I don't need right now. They were actually little cups that came inside some of these bins, and I just don't need them right now. And that, my friends, oh, and then here is my daughter actually got me this one. I'm going to disturb the fluff. This one is leather, and it has a metal zipper. It's old. We got it used at a thrift store, and it has in it a bunch of papers and my tracing light thing and my backgrounds for photos, things like that. And that lives right there in that little... Sorry, we did not mean to disturb you, my darling. We didn't mean to, Fluff. We didn't mean to. And that's it. That's the room. That's what we got, you guys. That's the tour. I'm standing up. Watch this. Yeah. So that's the tour. That's the room. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you have any comments or thoughts in the comments below. Or just, you want to say hi. Hi. Nice to have you here. I am going to edit this and put it up as soon as possible and move on with the next video. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.